Anyway, back to this guy. So we're with the researcher. What are you doing? What is your research? What happened? So this is their homeworld. I was hearing the previous implications and I was curious because I was thinking that like maybe what was it? I was thinking that maybe we talked about that the terraforming or teleportation where they went down and just kind of came up somewhere else. But like none of these people would be alive from back then, so it's just their history. So I was kind of wondering if like they were like a galactic spanning empire that came from a world full of planes and stuff like that. And then after their empire collapsed, they're now here. At least these people are here. And so they'd have to like deal with this discontinuity of like, where we came from this world full of planes, but now we're on an archipelago world. So like, how do you what does that mean? So obviously there's other contradictions now too, but at one point I was thinking like maybe they invented this narrative that they went like retreating underground in order and then came back up to a new world. I was like, maybe that's just their way of explaining the fact that they like were on a world, they're started on one world which is their home world, and then these people are stranded here since the fall of their empire, like if this is like Ilos or something. But no, this is their home world one way or another. They somehow just lost power with the Force. They like the power that they seem to have is next level, where they're implying that they were so powerful with the Force that they apparently guided their ships across the universe with the Force, which kind of makes it sound like they physically moved their ships with the Force, which is that's not even the Empire or the Sith ever do that in any of like the main Star Wars canon. So like that's next level. Like there's definitely like some feats of strength of like, wow, look, he moved that whole X-wing with his mind for a few seconds, but people aren't like traveling the galaxy like that. At that point, you basically just need a box to live in. Like you need to have like a box that is like has life support, and that's about it. Because you could just like fly on your own, because so many crew members are apparently Force sensitive that they can just move the whole ship. It could just be an exaggeration. So what is your research then?
Tukning tachokun nemolera best takum jostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwalia gando denago chocho. Mogasha.
That's distressing. They come across as being light side-ish, but then they're like, we're gonna capture people and breed them with each other against their will to try to breed Force sensitivity back into our race. And these are the light side coded group? Like, this is some distressing barbaric shit you would think that the warmongers would be doing. Because they're the ones that want to rebuild their Galactic Empire and, like, you know, become great again and all that. You think that they'd be capturing people of different tribes and forcing them to breed because they're of their apparent force sensitivity. But no, it's the people... It's these people? Which is weird, because these people are like, we need to keep Starforge away, hidden away forever, and never let anyone access it because it's a great evil. But like, they don't see themselves as that. Like, their history was that they were horrible, barbaric people that conquered the galaxy, and they almost sounded like they looked upon their own history with shame. But now they're trying to recapture that and regain the force sensitivity, seemingly. And the logical conclusion there would be that they'd then try to continue down that path again. So that's really questionable. Also, those cages, this is a small detail, but that cage is the same cage we see everywhere else. Like, most of the stuff around us is new, because it's a new planet that's been isolated from everyone else, but those cages are what we've seen before. Maybe they came from a crashed ship. Maybe. They could have. They might be modern Republic / Empire cages. But yeah, no, this is like next level creepy. Like, this is a direction I wasn't expecting these people to go in. Is that they have like weird breeding slaves that they're using to like eugenics their population back into being force sensitive. Like, I don't know if I like any of you people anymore. You're capturing prisoners for their genes? You sure about that? You guys are creepy motherfuckers, aren't you? Like, he was just saying, you make us sound like monsters, but truly we are not. We tried asking and they said no, so then we forced them. Yeah, don't do that. Jesus Christ. No. You're trying to restore your empire, aren't you? If you want to become a force for good, maybe don't capture breeding slaves. Jesus Christ. Just become a nice, pleasant fishing village and just live nicely and treat your people well and try to defend your borders and just do the basics. Like, Jesus, what the fuck? What the fuck? How close are you to finishing your research? The one? What's so special about him? They've been capturing people and proceeding with the genetics research for centuries. Also, we keep reinforcing this eugenics narrative where, like, people are, like, of chosen bloodlines that are superior to other ones. So even here, when the Force isn't a, like, noticeable element, even, or seemingly has been repressed, even here, like, the guy who's becoming, like, the super ultra warmonger and rising above everyone is seen as, like, being ahead of everybody. Like, it's because he's a chosen one on a blood level. It's not because of his decisions or his upbringing or any level of like cleverness or tenacity or whatever his behavior is. It's just the fact that he's like genetically superior. Like, this is all creepy as shit. And I really wish we could get further away from this whole like bloodlines approach to storytelling in Star Wars, because it's just really unfortunate. And this is one of the more creepy, explicit implementations of it I've seen in something before, and they're coded as the light side, which just makes it all the more distressing. I don't know if your eugenics program is a good thing.
Kachicho ita takonjostak miki grabel mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwalia gando de nago chocho. Moga shaponka, kachicho ita haudonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun. Tako chekopa. Jeno mulira keng paja slemopot.
You know, I don't think I want to give you eugenics information from inside of the Starforge building. I don't think that's a thing I want to do. Also, he says that, like, they're all, in the old day, they must have known more about this. Well, then it sounds like it was incurable, then, if they had a huge sample size before, and they couldn't do anything about it. Also, like, it would still be eugenicsy and creepy, but it'd definitely be at least a little less creepy if he was at least just talking about, like, genetic samples. But he said breeding. In the same sense of talking about capturing slaves, he talked about breeding, and I'm like, oh, there's so many things wrong with this. We got so much darker here than we did with the other group. The other groups are cannibals, though, so this... Oh, I don't want to be on this planet anymore. I don't want to be on this planet anymore. Jesus Christ. I have to go. Oh my god, alright. Would you like to help the eugenics village or the fucking cannibalism village? What a choice. Ah ha ha. I don't like any of these. I'll just not give them the information that they want, I guess. Like, I definitely... Oh, these Rancor are gonna keep respawning, aren't they? I definitely don't particularly want the, whatchamacallsums. I don't particularly want the cannibal warmongers to spread. But I also don't believe these guys going on about how, like, oh, we're gonna be better than our past selves. You can tell from all of the eugenics that we're doing. And the slave capturing we're doing. And the violation of consent that we're doing. They're either kidnapping people to steal their genes, or they're kidnapping people to force them to breed. And he did say breeding, so it really seems like he's actually forcing them to breed. Which is, especially since he says that if they capture the one, it has to be... They specifically need it to be, a living... It has to be his living body. Like, you can get genetic data from a recently deceased person, I believe. But, like, he specifically has to be still alive, which sounds like they want him for breeding. Which is just... a lot to take in, man. I just want to get inside and turn the thing off. And defeat Malak. And I guess Bastila is somewhere? Are they already inside? Like, they must be inside, right? Because there's nowhere else to go around here, seemingly. That said, they look like they're in a weird cave. Like, the location that from the Bastila Malak cutscene didn't really seem to be, it didn't really look like that temple I see over there, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's like the basement or something. It's like cave looking. You must gather your party before venturing forth. Guys. Where were you stuck?
Yes.
How did you even do that? He seemed to have been starting the whole area over. I don't know how he got stuck like that. Jolie. He was just fucking standing there. Alright. Yeah, their AI just turns off. They just stop. I don't know what their deal is, but okay. It's definitely not new information. We had this all the way back on Terrace. I'm just perpetually kind of surprised by it. I think maybe they could have done something along the lines of, if not in combat, teleport to player so that you can move on. Or something. Hello. Oh. Okay. That'll help slow things down a bit as I get a little casty here. Okay. I guess we're doing a battle. Like, all I did was say hi to them, basically. And they're immediately like, ah, he's like, even, like, he must be working with the elders. He must be destroyed. I'm like, oh. Okay. Shit. Time to fight, then. You just level up, Jolie? You did. Ooh. Right when I was clicking on him. New power for Jolie. Get that one, I guess. Oh yeah, he gets two powers per level. He's fucking nuts. Force resistance has to be cast manually, which is a little awkward. I guess I can give him the ability to dispel force abilities on my opponent. Maybe he'll use that against like Malik or someone. Hello, you leveled up too. That's all Karth gets is one more stat point. Wow. Okay, so he has Valor activated right now. Let's give everyone energy resistance. Wait, they actually don't use those attacks, do they? Oh well. I can pretty much just keep pressing this, just keep hitting X on my controller. It'll more or less work out on its own, right? He'll just keep flurrying whoever's closest. Yeah, I don't think I'm giving that guy the Mandalorian head. They seem to have, our relationship seems to have expired. There he is. Aha, now I take your head. Well, I guess this makes our allegiance pretty concrete at this point, doesn't it? Like, a side has been chosen. It wasn't even that clear to me that I had chosen a side. I just went in and talked to them. I guess this side's just less tolerant than the other one is. Because I talked to these people first, and the elders didn't murder me for that. But these guys are like, you talked to the elders, now die. Like, alright. Damn. You don't know what side I was gonna pick. I was even a bit more conflicted. Honestly, I'm still probably on the elders' side anyway, but... like, I was more conflicted than before when they introduced all the creepy eugenics shit. Which the game then lampshades by mentioning, like, they acknowledge it. But, like... there goes Luo. If he seemed to be a character, but we never really... All I did was ask about the Force for a second, and now I kill him. I want to point out that I already betrayed the Rakata before I came here, and they didn't kill me for that. Like, I've betrayed them before, and that wasn't worthy of killing me over. But this time, where I talked to the elders for a bit, that's worthy of killing me now. Seems a little strange. Whee! God, I'm devastatingly powerful. This is a problem. Well, it'll get us through these segments quickly. Let's a good thing I wrung all the information out of you guys I could before this, because goodbye, Lore Master. Thanks for that long talk a couple of episodes ago. You're dead now. Bye-bye. Am I insane here, you guys? Let me sound off in the comments or whatever about how you feel about this stuff. I feel like this was abrupt. I feel like this, we went to 0 to combat real quickly, and I feel like it wasn't entirely clear. It's where I thought things were gonna go regardless, I suppose, but like, they just instantly decided, you're a traitor now. And I'm like, oh, okay, how do you know that? If true, how do you know that? Which, I feel like somebody that was just trying to weigh their chances and check both sides out, that might have ultimately sided with the Rakata, would still be like confused. Like they could have potentially made this choice on accident, basically, and be like a little frustrated because they wanted to side with these guys, but then they just started attacking them, and like, I guess we're not doing that. The eugenic stuff is creepy, but it's also like the logical conclusion to how Star Wars fiction works these days. It all works as an extension of royalty. There's a certain strangeness. It's like a mixture of elements of like Eastern and Western mythology, because like a lot of the Force is like very clearly ripped from Eastern spiritualism, and it's kind of like co-opted in that kind of way. This like oneness and universality of energies and meditation and stoicism and all these other elements. But then they add like the whole like chosen one royalty to on top of that from like kings and whatnot. That's more common in Western storytelling and so on, and history. And they just kind of mash the two together. And it's kind of at odds with it to some extent, because like, you talk about the Force being this massive unifying... Oh, he's got an energy shield on. He's ready for me. He's blinking out there. You talk about the Force as this massive Zen unifying force that brings everyone together, and it binds us and penetrates us, and it lives in all things and so on. But then there's like chosen ones, which feels like it contradicts that entire setup. Like, it doesn't feel like those two things inherently mix well together. But then, oh, his energy shield went down. I waited it out. Haha, I win. It kind of feels like a weird... It always felt like strange to mix the concept of the Force with the concept of like blood destinies. And yet here we go. So to some extent, I shouldn't be that surprised that like we have this light side Force over here of these elders that are like old eugenicsy and shit, because like that is kind of the logical conclusion of how the Force works, or how the narrative keeps getting framed in these stories, and like the Skywalker blood and stuff like that. And like, I guess you would eventually go logically in that direction, even the good guys, which is gross, but like, yeah, it's like, oh, the midichlorians in this one, check him out, oh, I better train him, stuff like that. Like they kept introducing, they just kept kind of making this aspect of the narrative a little worse over and over again. I really wish we could have committed to the movie that tried to step away from these elements. Oh, is he gonna summon the Rancors against me? Well, Rakatan Elite Warrior, Young Rancor, the one. Alright, I'll let them gather on me a bit, so in the meantime, get casting, or else. Uh-oh, they're throwing shit at me. Nope. Use that here. I think I want to have you use this here. Just bind as many of them as possible. Alright, so the energy and the other thing are both cast. Let's just do one of these real quick. And then maybe a heal, just to sort of round us out a bit. The two of us just cast our binding spell, so a significant number of the enemies are not moving. So that should significantly increase our chances here. So that'll be good. Because the big thing is we're getting attacked from every side at once, so we want to just quickly make a bunch of them stop moving so we can cast our buffs, but also just not have that many attacks come our way at the same time. Now we have a huge advantage. Well, oh man, what a pity. I guess you guys don't get to Eugenics with the one because he's dead. Dang. Well, that is one convenient aspect of him choosing to attack me because of whatever betrayal that they thought I was doing, is that at least I don't have to question whether or not I'm gonna give him to the creepy eugenicist. So this is where the payoff is of that guy, right? Because like one of these cells had some poor guy. There he is. I saw him before, so that must be the one they were talking about before. I'm about to hit level 20. Wow. That was a big spike of experience I just got. More dexterity! Too much dexterity. It's beautiful. My last skill point. I have flurry, I have my implants. +1 attack with lightsabers. I think that's what my plan was, right? Could always get more health, I guess. Yeah. Definitely would have built my character differently if I could have planned it from the beginning, knowing what I know now to an extent, but you know, that's true for a lot of characters. Suppression, drain life, force push, fear, As a final ability, force suppression could be a nice fuck you against Malik. There we go, I'm level 20. Wow. Jolie only has 120 health. I have 180, Cartha's 220. 33 defense. I now have 31 dexterity. Higher than ever before. Although I don't think that level affects anything. That last experience level came quick. I guess this area showers you with experience so that they can get you over that threshold. Kinda makes sense. Alright, buddy, let's get you home. Sorry about the other three. You are the only surviving prisoner? I was sent by the council to save you. You were gonna... Oh, you shouldn't do that, dude. Oh, bye. Well... Like I was just thinking, like I need to guide this guy back. This poor guy, he's wounded, and there's rancors everywhere, so he's fucked. I don't see how he's gonna make it back alive unless they just didn't respawn this time. This really does seal the deal on how comically powerful Revan is at this point. This was supposed to be the greatest warfaring group of this entire planet. They were the great uniters that were conquering people. That has never happened in the centuries that they've been in this state. And I just kind of carved through all of them in like 10 minutes and killed their leader. The end. Like, oops. How are there more of you? Oh, the lunchroom. Did I miss the spot? Huh. I seem to have not been here before. Why do they have so many computer spikes? I guess they said that they gather things from fallen people, all the ships. It's just interesting that they have so many like parts and computer spikes just in wicker baskets everywhere, as opposed to like, I don't know, apples or something. Like, they don't have stores of food and fruit and so on. They have computer spikes, a device they have no use for and probably can't even recognize what it is or what it does. And it's not even like in one part of their base. It's in every single room. There's more baskets of computer spikes. They just keep compulsively collecting them. Maybe just thinking that they're like relics of power that might help in some way at some point, I guess. But they mostly just helped me a lot after I killed them all. Because I actually know what they are. It's unfortunate for them. Fortunate for me. Alright, well the one's dead. That was resolved pretty quickly. The whole reason of using speed is to get somewhere. Jolie, 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 Jolie. I don't remember the rest of that song. I just don't remember what the rest of that song right now. Here we go. Let's get our asses back over here, and I can inform them on what has taken place. I guess I won't use force speed because was it going so hot? Now, don't get lost along the way. I know you're used to being exiled on a forest planet, but try to keep up. I don't trust these characters. They just stop following me and then I have to babysit them. Unfortunately, Karth and Jolie have not had a single thing to say so far. I don't think they said a single line of dialogue on this entire planet. I'm like, oh, I brought you specifically so you would say things. But at least Jolie also has a stasis field, so both of us can simultaneously just kind of freeze everyone. So now will you help me?
Kachicho ita audonga, rondi haudonga kuhonga bi, wala kumbes, cheng pala mole ton king ba nokongek, tukning tachokun.
Loud vehicle driving by right when the game gets extra silent. They look like they struggle walking a little bit. Kind of an awkward walk.
Miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwalia gando de nago chocho. Tonghai wam kiki yuma litsa al inko tu. Tolpa da bongwalia gando de naga chocho. Kachicho ita auta conjostak miki grabber mogo. Kachicho ita haudonga. Tolpa de bongwalia gando de nago chocho. Moga shaponka. Bola wana chekne. Tonghai wam kiki yuma litsa al inko tu.
Looks like we'll be working together then. Why do I have to go in alone?
Moga Shaponka, Bola Wana Chekne, Tonghai Wam Kiki Yumalitha Ag Inko Tu, Tolpata Bongwalia Gando de Naga Chocho, Kachicho Ita Audonga.
When I am ready, I will go into the temple alone.
Rondi Haudonga Kuhongabi, Wala Kumbes, Cheng Palamole Tong King Ba Nokonkek. Rondi Haudonga Kachicho Ita Hodonga.
Just give me a minute. Definitely want to make a save. Oh boy. Boop-a-doo. Yeah. So save over my old save here. Then make a new save, which is the one I'll be updating from here on forward, because this is kind of like a point of no return for at least for a bit. So I once again have to go into a temple alone. This is starting to happen more and more. It's kind of a bummer because you don't get that much option to do it, honestly, because the characters just aren't that compelling in their designs and their classes and so on. But you inherently kind of make some attempt to have your characters complement each other by not picking the same abilities as each other and so on. But now, like, if there's any ability I didn't pick on my main character because I was like, well, my other Jedi have that one, so let's just diversify here. I could potentially get really punished for that here. Because instead of being able to have that ability, now I'm fucked because I'm completely on my own. So hopefully there's not any big major stuff. It also potentially speaks to why the character creation and utility is so flat across the board. If the game ultimately is just going to have you be the chosen one who goes and does stuff completely alone. Because then it's basically like, oh, it's a single player game. Like, it's like how, like, a character like Geralt has to kind of be this like well-rounded character that can kind of handle every situation the game throws at him because he's the only player character and he's the only one you play as with no party. And so that might be why the game feels a little strange, as if they're throwing a few of these scenarios at you where you have to be self-sufficient. On this level, it kind of implies that it kind of is a single-player RPG where you just kind of have some extras wandering around with you. Characters you were admittedly like dependent upon when you were on Terrace, but at this point they're almost unhelpful compared to how overpowered you are, which we'll have to make it work. I wish to enter the temple now. There's dark Jedi inside the temple. How did they get in there? Why? Hi. Dude. Hey! What? So there's already... There's already Sith inside the temple. But according to ancient tradition, I have to go in alone. It's not empty. They didn't go in alone. It's full of dark Jedi. Don't you want me to dismantle the weapon? Like, those are the people that want to use the weapon. That's Malak and his group. Those are the people you're trying to stop. And they're using the weapon. But due to ancient traditions, I have to go in alone? The temple's already defiled. It's full of all the bad guys. Do you want me to get rid of them or not? Why do I have to go in alone? I have a squad of like 10 people. Why wouldn't you let me take them in to deal with Malak, the big threat the galaxy is facing? Why do I have to go in alone? This is completely absurd. I said I wanted to go in a minute ago and we just didn't go. I want to enter the temple now. I can deal with them. What? Wait, is the game just not removing my party? Wait, is that why we're not doing it? Is it because I have to remove my party members myself? That's weird. The game has changed my party against my will in the past. Why do I have to do it now? There, they're gone. Go away, guys. Are we good? I think that's what was wrong. I think I had to remove them, which is weird. That's never been... I never had to do that manually before, really, besides the Genohadaradran. There's Dark Jedi inside the temple. How'd they get in there? Blah, 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 blah. Go to the temple now. Oh, he said go to the temple now. Whoops. I got distracted by the fact that they say the confusing thing. Because they say talk to me when you're ready to go in. So like that normally means that you have to talk to that NPC and then like the quest teleports you to place and you go and so on. Like that's the logic they've used multiple times in this game, but it's also really common in a lot of games. It's like, oh, you want to go to that one place? Well, you can't walk there. You got to talk to this character and this character will just kind of make you there. And so the fact that he said talk to me when you want to go to the temple meant that, and so that I was fixating on that in my head. But then you talk to him and he just has to go to the temple yourself. I'm like, what? Okay, why do I need to talk to you? I was essentially just reconfirming again that I want to go to the temple, I guess. Or maybe he meant talk to him here. I don't know. It's not that important. Whoa, that's a wavy effect at this distance. Hours?
Wait, you can't go in there alone.
What are you doing here?
We have had a premonition. The Force has given us a vision. There is great danger within the temple. We cannot let you face it alone.
You might be walking into a trap. Maybe Malak himself is waiting inside. Even if he isn't, that temple will be crawling with dark Jedi. You'll need all the help you can get.
I'm not going in alone after all. Lower the shields.
I don't know what he said, but it sounds like your guide's being stubborn. We don't have time for this. The Republic fleet is on the way, and we're stuck on this planet until we deactivate that disruptor field. You have to convince him to get us inside that temple.
I cannot destroy the Starforge alone. They must come with me into the temple.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to take a while? Still, we better stay ready. As soon as those shields go down, we have to get inside the temple. John King no pangpa mona reconquile. Conquile no ba. Watatime yokola muko molare.
So it is going to be the old Jedi crew after all. Yeah, there was no... Like, there goes our element of surprise. Like... we have to do a ritual for hours outside.
The preparations are nearly complete. Every day, the Starforge adds more ships to our fleet. It is operating at nearly 300% of our projections. The fleet is assembling around the Starforge and awaits your instructions.
Patience, Commander. My new apprentice is nearly ready. Once Bastila joins her battle meditation to our enormous fleet, we shall be invincible. Then we shall begin our final conquest of the core worlds, and the Republic will be crushed forever.
As you wish, Lord Malak.
When did that happen? That's a reveal. It's in keeping with Darth Vader and so on, having this like massive scarring and whatnot, being the reason why they're wearing like a mask and things like that. It's one of the funny elements of Kylo Ren is the fact that he's fine. Like he gets an injury eventually, but generally speaking, he was just wearing a mask because other Sith wore masks in the past, and he wanted to be cool. But like overall, he was fine. I guess I should have just brought Juhani along to ensure she gets more experience. I think that might affect her experience. I'm still not sure, honestly, how experience works. But I guess I won't be going in alone. So there goes my whole previous discussion, because I believed the game. That's a mistake. Alright. So we're not going in alone, that's good. But when did Malik end up like that? Because in the flashbacks he was fine.
What is it? Sure.
But I guess he did a whole war and everything, so there's a lot of reasons he could have been wounded like that. Was it Revan though, I wonder? Definitely wasn't when he killed Revan, because he killed Revan like a coward from a distance, so it wasn't like a scar he got from him winning the battle or anything. Fuck your door. Hi. This ends poorly for you. 350 experience for one enemy. I think we're gonna very quickly cap out our experience stores here. Slice into the computer, I guess. North security room? Sup? Here, you can blow it up if you want. South security room? Sup? No, I don't want to blow up my own computer. Hi guys. Corrupt their targeting system, probably not necessary. More of these guys, corrupt their targeting system. Armory interior. Nothing. Oh god, there's so many. Prototype droid command room. Nothing's in there. So many prototype droids. Obelisk corridor. Turrets. We can deactivate them. North corridor. Deactivate the droids. Armory exterior. South corridor. It's normal stuff mostly. So there are opportunities to disrupt some droids, but that would cost me a lot of spikes to go after all of them. Oh, that door in the middle is a dead end. West guard post. I guess I should go there. Check that out while we're here. It would cost me a lot of spikes, and I feel like I should hold on to them in case a really cool specific thing might come up. Because right now, all of these, there's no visible ways of unlocking it. What about exploding it? Have you considered exploding it? Okay. Because right now, the only things I see that I can use spikes for are just to skip some fights, and I'm not especially concerned about said fights. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm not really worried. Jump, dummy. There you go. Don't frustrating me with your lack of jumping. There we go. Wow. Got him. Oh, hi. Oh, he just entered the room. I was like, how did I miss you? I guess they heard us or something, or saw me jump by. That'd be a hell of a visual, just seeing me sailing through the air past them and taking out everything in the hallway. So, tell me more about how the dark side makes you really powerful. Like, wow. Like, the Jedi keep you weak with all of their morals and whatnot. What you really gotta do is give in to your passions and join the dark side for unlimited power. And then I'm like two-shotting all these dark side guys. It's like, and they've never really been a threat. In fact, the first Sith I ever fought was probably still the strongest one in the entire game. From my perspective, at least. You can say like, oh, I'm Revan, but Revan was like, Revan's great power was supposedly from being in the dark side, and I'm not dark side. I don't have dark side powers. My alignment is with the light side, and I'm doing pretty a-okay. Like, I might have had like cool connections. I might have had some cool lightsaber training back then, but like that carries over. But my connection to the Force is now completely different than it was when I was a Sith. I've straight up lost all those powers. So I'm not like cheating by being a dark side loser, fighting the dark side users. I'm light side, and I'm basically just proving their entire ideology wrong. It's unfortunate for them. Did you... I would say things are going rather swimmingly, wouldn't you? Fuck your door. I hate doors. Ah! Kill the door. I wish my party would help with doors. Oh, hi. Oh, he's just gonna come over to me on his own. Okay. I didn't realize just how interconnected these rooms were before. There's a whole hallway back here. There's actually a lot going on around here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was weird how I ran over there to cast a buff on my party. Energy resist should keep us healthy. Oh. This looks familiar. I believe this is the slab Bastila was on in the cutscene. This whole hallway is all heavily armed like this because it's to guard Bastila. It's a prisoner room, basically. Which makes it all the more interesting that it's currently empty. That's not great news. You would think that he would keep Bastila there until she either dies or he's successful. Neither of those are great answers for us. Hi. Really gotta cast my shit before I come into doors. Who else is in here? Die! Getting behind him specifically so we can split the difference between me and the other melee characters. Because if he turns around, then it goes badly for him. So please do. Destroy droid, maybe? Nope, wow. When he crumble, he crumble. And he crumble hard. Ah! Money and credit and crystals. Is there going to be another place to spend money in this game? I wonder.